He's performed at the Boston Comedy Festival. He's headlined all over the country. He's got a couple of albums available online. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Adam Deggy.
You've been going for your host, you guys. He tried. He tried really hard. And nobody gave a shit, and that's fine. How about my good friend Michael, who I thought was my good friend Michael Bussler, who was just up here. Let him hear it. Michael Bussler. Come on, you guys. Michael Bussler. We drove here together. I drove. He's got to find a ride home, so that's not for him. But we came together. How about Hunter was up here earlier? Hunter, give it up for him. I used to sell Hunter crack, and he quit, and we no longer speak because that's really the only reason I talk to him, to be honest. But he's very funny. And how about Jared, who was also up here? Jared, give it up for Jared. I admire Jared as a father. He's a good guy. And one more time for your host, the one and only Matt Harper. Please, come on, it's been a long time. Since we've done this show, do you guys remember how live comedy works? I feel like some of you don't. But we're going to figure it out together. Usually the show's not this long or this many comics. I feel like the gas prices have gone up a couple dollars since the show started, probably. So a lot of us are going to have to siphon gas in the fucking parking lot to make it home, but nothing new. But if you remember how comedy works, basically the comedians get up here, you guys laugh a little bit more, each comedian, and you definitely laugh the most for the last comedian. And, usually we'll get a standing ovation. And then after the show, if I'm being honest, a few of you have sex with us. Listen, I don't make the rules. It's show business, you guys and girls. It's 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed the comedians with hair portion of the show. That portion of the show is over now. We are officially starting the bald comedians with big dicks portion of the show. That portion of the show. I know what you're thinking. I don't know how the lighting is in here, but you're like, I don't know if he has a receding hairline. I do. I swear to God, I'm bald. Somebody say, looking at my dick? I heard you, yeah. Anytime a woman says, I'm looking at your dick, I hear it. I don't care. You could be 7 miles from here. It's like one of those deer whistles. Anyway, I should have wore tighter pants. How are we doing though, Hastings? I love this town. This is fantastic. I'm from a nicer, wealthier place. I grew up in Whitehall, Michigan. Yeah, we're booing Whitehall, Michigan. Damn, Whitehall's the big bad guy on the street now. Okay, this is the first time anybody's ever booed that town. Apparently it's a lake town, but I didn't know because my family couldn't afford a boat, so I had no idea it was even a lake town until years later I went back and people were like, you grew up in a lake town? And I'm, oh, go fuck yourself. I didn't realize. I don't really do jokes. Usually we just have a town hall meeting that Bussler already tried to ruin. But what's good here? What's bad? I'll change shit, I swear to God. I'll make a difference. How's the water here?
Great.
Hard? We still talking about the water? I'll start talking about my dick again, I swear to God. I always That never made sense to me when people say their water. Is a wrench coming out of the fucking shower head? How hard can it be? It must be a Hastings thing. I'm glad to be here, though. I'm glad to just do comedy live again. We couldn't do it for a while, and I'm glad to just be back doing this. It's you still can't really do it how I used to, though. I used to end the show and I'd just go around the room and I'd kiss everybody on the lips. I'd slip a little tongue in. Then if I'm being honest, I'd spit on a few people. Can't do that anymore, can we? Thanks a lot, Fauci! We're getting back, though. I just turned 38 years old, you guys. That's pretty gross, isn't it? Yeah. It's pretty disgusting. Anybody else in here? Close to 40, or if you're above 40, you don't need to speak. Keep your energy. You're gonna need it. No. I'm not old, but things have already changed. I never thought both my legs would fall asleep while I was taking a shit. That would happen, but that happens a couple times a week now. Never thought I'd get up to wipe and fall flat on my face. Did that this morning. It's a good thing I shit with my phone so I can text my wife. She can come in and change me. Probably 30 years too early, but practice makes perfect. I never thought I'd get out of the shower and look in the mirror and just start crying, but that happens a couple of times a week. Get back in the shower, try to wash the failure off. Speaking of pooping, has anybody ever worked somewhere that has timers on the lights of the employee bathrooms? You guys know what I'm talking about? They say it's to like cut energy costs or save money. Bullshit. You just don't want to sit on the toilet any longer than we need to sit on the toilet, you know? So like after 5 minutes, if there's no motion, or just maybe after 5 minutes the lights turn off. I always take it as a challenge, though. I'm always like, they must think I'm afraid to shit in the dark. I ain't never scared. And besides, when I'm in a sitting position, even if it's on a toilet, it's not that comfortable. But if I'm sitting down and the lights turn off, my initial reaction isn't like, I better get up and be productive. I'm like, they must want me to take a nap in here. Been here for 2 hours now. Also, I have my phone in here with the glow of the luminescent light coming from my phone. And you don't think I can just wipe my ass based on feel at this point? I'm 38 years old, I've been wiping my ass all on my own for at least 20 years. Oh man. But yeah, no, I'm married, which I don't think it was a mistake yet. It's going pretty, we had 2 claps. I didn't exactly think that this was like the city of love when I pulled into town, but I figured a few of you would have fucked up and got married. So you guys are married, right? You guys do that here, right? Okay. It doesn't count now, but don't pretend like you're gonna save your marriage now because you clapped. I think going to a wedding is a lot more fun once you're married. It is for my wife and I, at least, because we play a lot of games now, just because we've been doing enough weddings. Like, for example, during the vows, we'll lean into each other and be like, bullshit. As we know. We get along, we still do a lot of stuff together, which I think is important, but we don't really talk on the phone. Our generation just texts one another ideas and then we see what sticks. And you know, a lot of times you don't really agree, so you have to compromise. I got a text from her a few weeks ago. It was the first text I got all day. It was very early in the morning, and the text just said, "Hot air balloon ride?" Question mark. And I texted her back and said, "New number, who's this?" I was like, "No, honey, that's That sounds very expensive. I don't know if we should. Maybe we could just go on a bike ride and I can tape some balloons to your handlebars first. But you know what? If you want to potentially financially cripple each other so we can be afraid in the middle of the sky, let's go for it. Maybe when we're up there I can throw gold coins at people, you can spit caviar over the edge. Let's just waste as much money as possible. So we can be terrified in midair. Because I'm pretty sure I'm afraid of heights. But I know I'm afraid of fire. So I'm going to start to look down, I'm going to get scared, they're going to say, don't look down, I'm going to look up, see that ball of flames, like... They're going to say, don't look up, then I'm going to look at my wife, then she's going to look at me, and then I'm going to push my wife out of the goddamn hot air balloon. I'm not going to push her out of the hot air balloon, not if I paid that, she's going to enjoy the whole ride, but... if she falls out on accident, I'll text her on the way down. Skydiving? Question mark? I don't know. We got a dog together, my wife and I. He's a Weimaraner. He was about a year old when I met my wife. He was already fucked up, terribly trained. And he's cool now, but immediately when I met this dog, immediately he was attached to my hip. I don't know if you're familiar with the breed. It's for wealthy people, but they're supposed to hunt. He doesn't hunt at all, and he just follows me around the house. He was attached to my hip almost immediately, to the point like I'd be in the bathroom on the toilet, and I'd be handling business, and he'd come in there, nose to nose, making eye contact, breathing heavily in my face, which was super awkward and weird at first, but now if I'm being honest, I kind of enjoy the company, you know, so. I'll crack the door, I'll whistle, he'll come in, we'll talk shit about my wife for a while. Right before my legs fall asleep. He'd also do this thing in the beginning when my wife and I were having sex back when we used to have sex. He'd just sit in the corner in the dark and watch us the whole time. Which was also super weird and awkward, but now if I'm being honest, I can't really finish unless he's in the room. So if we're on the road, he's not around, I just bring a cardboard cutout of the dog. Put it in the corner and go to town. I got some new jokes I want to try tonight just because I don't really respect you guys that much, so. Did you guys see that astronomers revealed the first ever image of the Milky Way's black hole? But in order to see it, you gotta subscribe to their OnlyFans. Did you guys see that? Sounds expensive just to see the universe's poop clipper, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna subscribe to NASA. I don't know. Science is weird. I had to spend a lot of time sitting around after a few surgeries the last 2 years, so I've been reading a lot more. I like to learn shit. You know, nature and science fascinates me. Did you guys know that when a volcano is not active, it's at a higher risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease? Too stupid for you guys? I don't know, you think about science, you start thinking about the afterlife too, and a lot of people believe in heaven, which is cool. It's a good thing to believe in that's going to happen. But everybody that believes in heaven also thinks you can't bring your possessions with you, right? You can't bring anything with you, you know, which, how does anybody know that though? Has anybody here been in heaven? No? What have you got up there and the first person you run into is like, wait, you didn't even bring a debit card? You fucking moron. Tupac, Biggie, listen to this shit. This guy didn't bring his debit card. No, he doesn't know who killed you guys either. I have a feeling a lot of people in this room don't know who Tupac or Biggie are. Reincarnation's another thing people believe in after death. Does somebody in here believe in reincarnation? We at least know what it is. You believe in it, ma'am?
I do.
You know what I think I want to come back as? The Mexican pizza from Taco Bell. Just because people are like, I know this dude was shitty in a past life and kind of mediocre, but I'm still pretty excited he's coming back. So that would be cool. Let's get into it. Michael got political, which you could tell just by looking at him. He was going to be a political comic before he got on stage. Guns are always a weird topic to talk about. I don't care who owns one or what you own. I will say this though, I don't think you should be able to have a gun unless you can show proof of your father's love. I think we can all agree on that, just like some footage of them coming to a game or... I told that joke once and one of my comic buddies was like, my dad left when I was a kid. I'm like, I'm sorry. Find him and see if he has a gun. I think yoga pants are responsible for most of the unwanted erections I've had in public. That probably means I should start wearing jeans more often. I didn't ask you to picture it, that's your own fault. Blame that on your imagination. It's to the left. You think if you dip your Oreos in a White Russian, you're probably fat. And you're probably an alcoholic. But you're also a goddamn genius. That sounds delicious. I think bowling a 300 is a great way to tell your family and friends you've wasted most of your life. A lot of people don't like that joke in Hastings. Listen, I told that joke in Wisconsin. I really don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm just not very good at bowling. But, I noticed this too. If you go to a bowling alley now, it's been like at least a decade since the smoking ban, but you'll notice immediately it still smells like shit. Which brings me to the conclusion: it was never cigarettes, you guys. I think it's pretty obvious we need to ban people who bowl. Those people stink. I wish my wife would over-exaggerate the size of my penis like she does with the size of the spider she swore she saw around the house. I swear to God it was like the size of my arm and it landed right on my face. Yeah, it did. I don't know. I think about like stuff people say that doesn't really make sense to me. I've heard a lot of guys use the term good for nothing whore. I disagree. I feel like probably good for at least a couple things. Fucking and sucking probably just another few, but I've also even heard guys say good for nothing two-timing whore. Well, you just said a thing she's good at. Right in the description, she's good at two-timing. You guys appreciate this a lot more than anybody else in the room. Which makes me question, if you know any other girls. Contact with them. I'm kidding, I'm a married man, for Christ's sake. I don't want to be single again. I could never date again. I've never been good at dating. All the way back to high school, I remember I was shitty at dating. I remember in high school I had this girl who decided to start a rumor that I was gay just because I cheated on her with a couple guys. And listen. Those guys were hot. That was 2003. That was the summer of love. Everybody knows that. Not one of those. I think it's my dad didn't cheat. It's a learned behavior. And if I'm being honest, the Daggies don't exactly have like women throwing themselves at them a lot. But I have a friend who was a serial cheater. He always cheated. Every girl he's ever dated. He's ruined multiple marriages with affairs, and I'm happy to say that he's finally faithful. You guys, he finally stopped cheating because he found God, and that's good. Right, that's good. But you gotta wonder how long before he finds a younger, better-looking God. A lot of people don't like that joke. But you also have to think about the fact that a lot of people get cheated on because they don't laugh at really good jokes. So you might be here tonight, the person you're with is laughing at that joke and you weren't, and you're thinking about fucking somebody else. I noticed this from traveling a lot, staying in hotels. There's no cool way to ask the girl at the front desk if they have a plunger. Go ahead, think of something. Go ahead, guys. I've tried everything. You can never be like, yeah, I was counting all my money in the bathroom because the lighting's real good in there. I accidentally dropped like 10K cash in the toilet, so I'm gonna need that plunger. No, she knows you just took a big nasty shit. I remember the girl I dated before I met my wife. She was a lot different. Bigger tits for starters. This guy loves it. He's been waiting all night for a tit joke. During that whole "Let's Go Brandon" shit, I don't care! Talk about tits, goddammit! I vote for tits! I like him too. I should tell my wife. I should say, listen, wife. There's a guy at the show tonight, he likes big tits. So you're gonna have to save up for some breast implants. I used to date a girl though, she wanted to celebrate 6 months of dating, which I wasn't really into at the time because we had only been dating for 6 months. Has anybody here done that? Celebrated 6 months? No? Good, because that's fucking stupid. I don't think I knew her middle name at 6 months. We had sex in like one position at that point, and the only thing 6 months really even meant to her was she was comfortable enough to shit in front of me while I brushed my teeth. That's not funny, you guys, that's gross. Because she tricked me because she sits down to pee like most of you girls do, I'm assuming. So I thought she was just gonna tinkle, right? But you can only breathe through your nose when you brush your teeth. So after about 30 seconds, I'm like, no, she's definitely taking a dump right now. This crust is not working.